I really can't imagine myself without this thing as a social media manager. This is the very important part. If you are a social media manager or aspiring social media manager, even without experience, you have to have this monthly content calendar. I have this monthly content calendar and I use Notion to create my own content calendar and for my clients' account as well. Hi, I'm Shara Obligar. I'm a freelance social media manager working with different clients across the globe. And right now, we will jump into how to create your monthly content calendar, or I'll show you how I create my own content calendar and how I organize those content ideas that I have created for my client. Are you ready?
So here's what it looks like. It has the TikTok content pillars and the Instagram content pillars, and I also have here the grid plan where I can see what it will look like on my Instagram once I have that content created. On this right side, I also have the content tracker, which is the calendar view. There you go. Here is the content ideas created for social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Then here is only TikTok. And on the lower part, I have here the idea tracker. I can track easily the content pillars that I have created on each content. And this part is the board views of ideas where I can see the status of each ideas. And I also have here the idea banks where I store all of the ideas I gathered in social media or any other platform I use for content ideas. That's my content planner.
By the way, if you're having a difficulty in creating your own content calendar and if you are overwhelmed enough in using Notion, and that's normal, I have template for you. You can check the link below in the description box. And yes, I know you've been struggling creating those content ideas and where to find them. And let me tell you my tips on where you can find those content ideas and reason why I never run out of content ideas for my social media and for my clients as well. First step is content pillars that you have created. So if you have that categories or theme, you will never run out of content idea because I always think of my audience. So for example, I have this TikTok content pillar, how to get client tips. So I am always thinking of my audience. What could be the reason why they are having difficulty in getting clients? Or based on my experience, I will share my story or I will share my journey on how I get most of my clients and where to find them. With that category, I can think of many content ideas already. Websites where you can find clients, which grabs attention to my audience because they are having difficulty where to find clients and they are always asking, Shara, where you can get your clients, where to find clients. So I'll be creating content where you can find your client or find your first client this 2025 on this website. So you just have to think of a hook. You can create content ideas and pwede mo siyang paulit-ulitin. Iibahin mo lang yung hook. And that's how social media is. Actually, hindi na yan malalaman ng audience mo kasi sa mga social media, pinupush ng algorithm yung content na yan sa target audience mo or dun sa mga people na really interested with that topic. Hindi yan minsan napupush sa same people na nakafollow na sa'yo. Sa TikTok, always FYP ang tinitingnan natin. Napakamaliit yung chance na makikita natin yung mga taong fina-follow natin. Unless, pupunta talaga tayo sa profile nila. And most of the people that we've been seeing in the For You page on TikTok, those are the people that we are not following. You can repost that content and change the hook and people still find it helpful. Second is website. So if your client have website is a gold mine of information. It is like their open book. So I really suggest to study that website and read everything that you can read about their business. You have to know their business so well. Kasi if you don't know their business, I don't think you can sell or create content about their business, right? Third tip is the client input. So I always ask my client, why did you start this business? What is the reason? And don't be afraid to always ask your client the story behind of their business because storytelling is powerful in social media. Fourth is, I think you know this, just browsing in social media, I always find myself, how can I relate this content to my client's business? Even though it is not related to my client's business. Literally. Here's some sample on how I can do that. I can show you.
And here's the sample on how I gather content ideas from just browsing. So I just go in my Reels tab, and whenever I see content that I love, so for example, when my mom asked me to do something I'm already doing. There, I love that content. I'll get that content idea or the concept, then I'll just change the text. And as you can see, it is not something related to social media management. So I can change the text and do the same thing like what this content creator is doing. I can change the text into something when my client asks me to revise the content multiple times. Just very funny and relatable to reach social media managers, and it's like a humorous content that will make people share it and do the same content. That's how I create content, by just browsing in social media that even though if it is not related to my niche or to my industry or to my client's industry, I'll just get it for some inspiration, then connect it or relate it to my client industry. That's it. So you just have to always think, is it really relatable, or can you relate it to your client's business industry? If it is not, go ahead and don't do it. If you think it is best way to relate it to your client's business, go ahead and create that content.
And fifth is the competitor research. Always ask your client, do you have competitor list? If yes, can I have those lists? That's why I have intake form here that I am always asking my client, please list down all of your competitors that I can check, inspirational content that I can check as well, para ma-browse ko yung competitor na yon. Then, titingnan ko kung ano yung pinakamadaming comment, and then you will find gems. Why? Kasi those comments are mostly questions and opinions of the target audience of the competitor. So meaning, it is your target audience as well. So for example, I'm a social media manager and I'm going to search social media manager on TikTok.
And I'll check what content have the most engaging content. So for example, this one, it has 500,000 views. We will click that and check the comment section. So for this comment section, who is paying 1,000 a month for social media manager? I can create content about that. Which topics is it really possible to get $1,000 a month as a social media manager? And other question, where do you find clients? I struggle so much. Other content idea, we can create content like, here's where I find most of my client as a social media manager, and how do we gain access to clients' accounts. So I can create a content about that as well, on how I am able to get my client's account access. So you just have to browse in the comment section, and that's content ideas.
Diba ang dami? Ang dami na natin pwedeng i-create na content idea, and make sure that those content ideas, ilalagay mo siya sa monthly content calendar mo sa idea banks. That's why on this corner, I have lots of content ideas there na hindi ko pa nako-content. Kaya don't always say, saan ka kumukuha ng content ideas? Wala na akong ma-content sa client ko. There you go. You have all the resources you need. You just have to organize it to your monthly content calendar. That's why don't use ChatGPT to generate content ideas for you, because ChatGPT might be helpful, but it is not effective content idea for your target audience. ChatGPT don't have emotions, and your target audience need emotions from your content for you to be able to connect with them. That's why create content that is interest of your target audience and the challenges of your target audience based on those tips that I have given to you. Those are strategically tips for you to generate content ideas enough for you to create content for your client. And since you have those content ideas, here's how you can present it to your client using the dashboard.
You can click on each card. Those cards are content ideas. We have 14 cards here, which is we have 14 content ideas. And this content idea, I have here the inspo, meaning this is the content that I gather from just browsing content. on TikTok. And then this is the text on screen that I want to put on this kind of content. Since this is my monthly content planner, I don't have to explain what is the content idea all about. And I don't have to create a caption for this. If I can create here a caption and the hashtags. And kapag sinipag-sipag ako, lalagyan ko siya ng mga ganyang background colors, ibobold ko yan, and lalagyan ko dito ng caption, blah blah blah, para ika-copy and pasted ko na lang siya once na-edit ko na. Pero mostly, ilalagay ko dito yung content idea, i-explain ko kay client bakit ito yung content idea na nag-gather ko, then inspirational content, kung ano yung content na gusto kong ma-achieve, then ano yung text on screen na ilalagay namin para ma-relate ko siya sa business niya. If the inspirational content is not relatable to their business, para magets ni client yung magiging outcome. Kasi, syempre, each content ideas that we present to clients is they gonna approve that, and pwede ding ma-decline yung content idea na yan if they are not comfortable in posting that to their business. Once you have the content idea, na present mo na siya, I always let my client know na once this content is fine for you, you have to change the status to editing. So I will know what content that I have to edit. As you can see, we have the to film content. These are the content ideas that need filming. I am also attaching inside the card the shot list or footages that they need to film. So for example, we will create here this one. Then I'll just add this footages you need to film. If that content idea that I have attached or I have created needs footage from the client, ilalagay ko yun dito and lalagyan ko yan ng mga shot list. So for example, sitting in the office, like some B-roll lang. So yan. Para once na na-shoot na yan ni client, i-check niya lang yan dyan. Tapos lalagyan ko dito ng Google Drive, yung link ng Google Drive, and dyan yan i-upload ni client. Once na na-upload na ni client yung footage na hiningi ko sa kanya, i-change ni client yung status to editing. Para malaman ko din kung ano yung content na need ng editing. Kasi kung hindi niya yan i-change ng status, hindi ko malalaman kung alin na yung content na i-edit ko. And para madali sa'yo malaman kung nasaan yung content na sinut nila, so you have to attach the Google Drive that you will be creating. It is a folder. I-attach mo dito para alam mo kung nasaan yung film nilang footage para hindi ka maguluhan sa Google Drive in case na you have lots of content ideas, madami kang ipapa-film sa client mo. Once edited mo na yan, may caption na, may hashtag na, syempre, ikaw naman na mag-change ng status to make it needs approval. Pero since this is my content planner, I don't need approval for myself. That's why I have the ready for posting. Pero mostly kay client, kailangan needs approval yan para ma-approve yan ni client. If client is not satisfied enough with your editing or with your caption or hashtag, papalitan niya ni client ng needs revision, then client will have the freedom to comment, eto gusto ko to palitan, something na ganyan. So, dyan siya magko-comment para makita mo kung ano yung revision na gusto niyang ipa-iba. And then, once naman wala ng revision si client and satisfied siya sa edit mo and everything, so, approve na yan. Papalitan ng status to approve. And once na-approve na yan, na-schedule mo na, syempre, ikaw na magpapalit. Lalagay mo na siya sa schedule. And that's how monthly content calendar is. Dito kayo magbe-brainstorm ng client mo and the approval process.
And to tell you honestly, it took me 2 months to learn how to navigate this Notion. I really don't know, or I don't have any idea on how to navigate this Notion kasi again, I started from scratch without availing any courses or without availing any training. This template is really a game changer to my unorganized life as a person and as a social media manager as well. By the way, you can grab this template. I'll put the link below in the description box. You will get this template kung anong nakikita nyo ngayon. So, you won't waste your time learning how to use this tool kasi to be honest, sobrang hirap niya matutunan. As for my experience, again, monthly content calendar is really important as a social media manager. That completes the process because you will give that access to your client for you to brainstorm what content idea that you will post to their social media. And of course, the approval process of the content edited, everything will be happening on that monthly content calendar. And it's very fulfilling once you have those content ideas and you have that content edited, then na-approvean na siya ng kliyente mo. You just have to schedule it in advance because to tell you, my process is to create content ideas 2 weeks in advance and edit them. Then, client will have to approve it. Kung may revision, I will revise it. And once approved na yan silang lahat, i-schedule ko na yon. And once that 2 weeks worth of content is being scheduled, girl, I can do whatever I want in my life in that 2 weeks. Just make sure that all content will be posted on that day. Because once everything is scheduled, kahit tulog ka, magpo-post talaga yan. And that's the process of social media manager. Kaya sobrang flexible if you are a social media manager and if you know the process so well. So if you have any question about social media management, let me know in the comment section. And I'm very willing to answer everything. And don't forget to subscribe so I can see you on my next video.